If your cost allocation policy includes intermediate cost pools, you will need to define within ICAT how those costs are allocated to other indirect cost pools. We'll show you how to use allocation centers to specify how costs accumulated in intermediate cost pools are absorbed entirely into other indirect cost pools. When would you use an allocation center? In our example, facilities is an intermediate cost pool. Facility type accounts may include rent, telephone, utilities, insurance, maintenance, the costs associated with maintaining and operating your facility. These are costs that support performance on the contract and the general operations of the business. So these types of costs can be accumulated in both the overhead pool and the G&A pool. At the time of recording these transactions, you could split them between the overhead and G&A pools in some manner which fairly allocates these costs between the two pools. Or you can simply accumulate all these facility-oriented costs in one cost pool. Then, at the end of each accounting cycle, logically and consistently allocate the entire pool to the overhead and G&A pools. Allocation centers simplify the allocation of indirect costs to more than one indirect cost pool. By default, the Pool Components section will include all of the accounts within the Facilities Cost grouping in QuickBooks. The Allocation Center Pool Type in the ICAT Rate Model Editor allows you to specify an allocation-based unit other than dollars for costs that will be allocated to various overhead and G&A pools. The Allocation Units dropdown allows you to select from 4 standard units: square footage, head count, FTE, and percentage. Square footage is used to allocate the cost pool based on how the square footage of the facility is utilized. Select head count to allocate the cost pool based on the job function of the employees benefiting from the cost pool. FTE, or full-time equivalent, is a more granular version of the head count option. This metric can be chosen when an employee's time is split among various types of duties, such as a manager, who charges some time to overhead and some time to bid and proposal labor under G&A. Percentage enables you to allocate the pool based on some other metric as defined in your indirect cost allocation policy. After selecting the allocation unit, define the ratio for the allocation in the table under the Base Components section. In our example of facilities costs, we are allocating costs based on the square footage of our offices. 7,000 square feet of the 10,000 square foot facility is used by direct labor staff, so that portion is allocated to overhead. 3,000 square feet of our facility is utilized for the administration of the business as a whole, therefore is allocated to G&A. In addition to the options in the drop-down menu, you also have the option to write a custom metric, such as labor hours, into the field. To do so, place the cursor in the Allocation Units field and type over the pre-populated entry. The text that appears in the Allocation Units field will also display at the top of the column in the Base Components table. There, you will enter the figures which are used to calculate the allocations.